There's a version of you that's showing up and it looks like presence from the outside, but it feels like absence on the inside. And you've been living like this longer than you care to admit. But, friend, your secret is safe with me. And plus, I know how it feels to just show up no matter what you're going through or how you feel. And I know you're still showing up at work, in your relationships, and in your life, but your heart is somewhere entirely different. And it's not even exhausting to show up at this point because now you can do that in your sleep. It is putting on the show, pretending like everything is okay. That is what's draining you dry. And friend, I know it feels like the right thing to do to just quietly quit, but you run the risk of losing yourself and having a really hard time trying to find your way back. So, if that's how you're feeling right now, then let's get into it. Okay, friend? If you are new here, welcome. I'm Letitia, your identity shift coach, and I help you be the main character in your life and not just on your birthday. And quiet quitting, it's something that took the workforce by storm. You hear me? People were fed up. Whenever you feel like you are not being seen, acknowledged, and appreciated, that is the fastest recipe to get somebody to pull back everything that they were offering. Like you will show up and you will do what you got to do, but you are no longer going the extra mile. You are no more doing the volunteering for all of the projects. You are no more taking on extra assignments. You are no longer helping the person who doesn't pull their own weight. You have slowly started to pull back all of your extra, and they better feel it. And when you feel unseen and underappreciated, it feels like the right thing to do. But what we don't realize is happening is that it is slowly cutting that link between us and the best of who we are. Because some of us have a great work ethic, and that is just who you are. You love to do things with excellence. Going above and beyond, that's really your standard. And it is so hard for you to pull back until you don't feel appreciated. And then it's like, listen, okay, you're going to get this bare minimum. Okay, I'm going to come in, do what I got to do, and then I'm out of here because your heart is completely not in it anymore. And I understand. I know that feeling all too well because I too have been a quiet quitter at some point in time in my life. Maybe once, twice, maybe several times. We're not keeping track here, okay? And checking out, it's not a character flaw. This isn't about your work ethic or your standards being the level of excellence. It's not about that. It's really a signal. When you decide that you are slowly going to pull back your time, your effort, your energy, that should be a signal to you, letting you know it's time to reevaluate. Because what's really happening is you've been giving, and I don't mean just giving, I mean you have been pouring, okay? And it's not being reciprocated. You have shown up and shown out, but ain't nobody showing up for you. And when you are in that space where you feel like you are giving your all and you are barely even being met with the minimum, it's really time to reevaluate not just the situation, but really take a look at what it is that you're giving. And is it really necessary? Because sometimes we are overgivers. And we're going to be talking about that sometime next week. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed because that's going to be a really good one. But sometimes we are. Sometimes we are just giving so much in hopes that if we give more than enough, then they will value us. They will recognize how worthy we are. They will see what we're giving and decide to match it. So often we are just waiting and waiting for somebody to finally match our energy, to match the love that we're giving, to reward us with that promotion because we've worked so hard for it. You got to see everything that I'm putting in and be inspired to give me something back. I mean, and when you don't see it reciprocated, you tend to wait because you think that if you wait around long enough, then they'll catch a hint. Or if you wait around, then they'll come to see your value all on their own. And over time, the longer that you wait, the more disconnected you start to feel. And the more that it looks like the lights are on, but ain't nobody home. And the longer you wait, the less your feelings are involved. The more that your feelings start to leave the building as well, to the point to where you are asking, are the feelings even in the room with us anymore? And after a while, you feel so unfulfilled and so misaligned. That's when you usually start trying to find your way back to you. And it's like being in a dark house that you've never been in, trying to find the light switch. You don't have any idea where anything is in here, but you are trying to figure out these lights and where are they? How can we turn them on? And I know, usually by the time you are in this space, you are looking for some big grand gesture, right? You just want that big panel of lights that turns on every light in the house. When really, it doesn't even require all of that to happen in order for you to have some light in the room. So, this is where you start to ask yourself the real questions. So it's not you trying to take over and fix everything because that is usually our knee jerk reaction. We are the fixers. We see a problem and we want to fix it. But it's not even about what you should do next or what needs to be fixed. The real question is, where did I go? Where did I see a need that I had and I ignored it? Where did I put so much into them that I stopped pouring into me? So, friend, this is where we take a pause for the cause and we do a little self evaluation right here. And I know we want so much to fix a larger problem or the other person. We want a new job. We want a new partner. But before you go to those lanes, let's just start with, where did I go? Where was I when I left myself behind? When you stopped listening to yourself? When you stopped putting yourself as a priority? When you stopped addressing your own needs? When you really needed to rest, but you didn't because you had to do this project or your partner called you and they needed you to do something, even though you were way past your capacity to take on one more thing, you did it anyway. When what you really needed was to pause and meditate or go for a walk, you decided to continue to push through and show up for someone else, but never circling back to take care of you. So, where did that happen, friend? And it's okay. No shame, no shade, and no judgment. Do not give yourself a hard time here. That is not what this is about. So, pause for the cause and allow yourself to honestly answer this with some love and some grace. So, friend, let's just focus in on you. Let's just get you connected back to you. So good. So good. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and get you a journal prompt that you can take with you. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. If your heart could speak freely right now without worrying about what it means or what you would have to do about it, what would your heart say? I love this so much. Ooh, so good. Because, friend, in case no one has told you, your answers live in your heart. We get so stuck in our head. We will ruminate on the same ideas on repeat. We will drive ourselves wild thinking about every single worst case scenario there is known to mankind. You wanna know the worst case scenario, and then you wanna know the worst and what's worser. Now, worser is not a word, but it is a place that you go when you thinking about worst case scenarios. But even with all of that said, positive possibilities are also possible. So let's rein it back in. Let's get you connected back to you because maybe there are some things in your life that you really do need to quit. But let's make sure that you've decided that being connected to the best of who you are, not being reactive, but really being rooted and grounded in what is best for you and how you really need to move forward, how you really need to be handled in a relationship and loved in a relationship, whether it's at work, in your personal life, everywhere in your life. Maybe this is your time that you get reconnected back to what's important to you and you decide to give yourself those things first. So good. Okay, and meet me in the comments, friend. Tell me, I want you to finish this sentence, okay? I know I have checked out when I. Ooh, friend, tell me when you checked out, okay? I want to know. We need to talk about it, friend, because sometimes we just need to acknowledge it out loud and then we can move on from there. But we can't move around things that we're not willing to acknowledge. So start there. I'm here to support you. I will meet you in the comments, friend. I hope that you love today's video just as much as I loved making it for you. I know quiet quitting seems like it's the easiest thing to do. I won't even say that it always feels right, but sometimes it feels easier than quitting. But we run the risk of disconnecting ourselves from the best of who we are when we do that. And it's so hard to get reconnected back to yourself and feeling more like you again. But no worries, I got you. That's what I do, friend. So I cannot wait to hear from you in the comments. And remember, to know me is to know I love myself so much. I don't play about me. And if you hang out with me long enough, you will love yourself so much that you won't play about you either. Okay, friend? I cannot wait to hang out with you in the comments, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.